Hey, what's going on guys, this is Five Large Fries. Now today we're going to be going over the Sea of Thieves gameplay launch trailer, but before we do that, I will play it for you now so you can watch it for yourselves, and then I'll break down the bits I want to break down for you guys. Now, for the majority of the video, it was gameplay that we know and love from the scale tests, the betas, and things like that. But there are a few things you may have missed. For example, right here, looks to be a new skeletal variant. He looks very jungle-orientated, with his left arm very branch-like. So there's no bones there, it's just this very creepy-looking branch, which I think is really cool. And of course, as well, he looks very vicious in the terms of his attacking, but then of course that could just be the editing style of the video. We do get a look at some more customization options that for you, both your pirate and your ship, which look really cool, really interesting. And then of course at the very end we have the Kraken, and I'm going to break this down in a way where I think this is how the fights will work, so bear with me on this. This is speculation, so don't take this as an accurate representation of how the Kraken will work in the game. So going by this video, it looks as if the ship stops moving when the Kraken is starting its attack. And you know when the Kraken is on his way because the sea starts turning this very ominous dark black colour. And then pretty obviously the tentacles then rise from the water. You see some of them, they are getting ready to attack. Some of them are grappling the ship, and there's plenty of them as well. Now if we pause it here, it almost looks as if each tentacle has their own unique mouth. And I know that's a bad description for it, but that's the only thing I can describe these as. They look almost like mouths. Now, if we refer back to a previous video that I did where we were talking about how the Kraken would work, I believe that these mouths, or these little claw-like things at the end of each tentacle. Now, leave a comment in the description down below if you have a better description, because the only way I can think of is, well, you've got it, it's mouths, right? But if we refer back to a previous video that I did when we talked about the Kraken and how it was going to work and how it would attack multiple ships at once, pick up players, ingest them, and slam them into the water and things like that, and throw them across the map. That's incredible. I think those claws or the mouth or whatever it is at the end of the tentacles are going to be what's going to do that. Now, of course, you have a tentacle that wraps itself around the ship, and what this is going to do is it's going to prevent your ship from moving. So I think your best course of action when this happens is to take out that tentacle first. So free your ship so you can move it around, so you can attack the other tentacles with your cannons. Now, looking at this video, the best course of action to free your ship from a tentacle is either going at it with a blunderbuss, which will be able to do a significant amount of damage to it, especially at close range, or using a cutlass or a sword, whatever you have. And I believe dealing a certain amount of damage to the tentacle itself will cause the Kraken to flinch and maybe release its grasp on your ship so you can move around, reposition, and get better shots at other tentacles. However, of course, it's going to pick you up. you're going to have these other tentacles to deal with at the same time that are going to come at you. They're going to try and punch holes in the ship. It's going to try and pick you off and rip you, either throw you away from your ship, dunk you into the water. Maybe it's even going to try and eat you. So you've also got that to deal with. So I would imagine as a crew of 4, you would probably want 2 people with blunderbusses for freeing the ship from the tentacle that grasps it, and then maybe either having someone with a 2 people with flintlocks, or maybe 1 with a flintlock, and having the other person with the sniper rifle weapon. I think that's probably going to be your best option, because you would have the 2 people with the blunderbusses taking out the tentacles that would come in and wrap the ship, while you then have the other ones with the more long-range type weapons taking the ones out that are either getting ready to attack, or you would take the ones out that have actually grasped the other pirates and are getting ready to either eat them, throw them away, and things like that. I reckon dealing a certain amount of damage before the attack happens will prevent it and maybe cause that tentacle to drop that pirate, who would then have to swim back to the ship. Of course, your key weapons against the Kraken is going to be the cannons. I think these will play a very important role in your fight against the Kraken, whereas your weapons like your blunderbusses, your flintlocks and cutlasses are going to still play a role, but they're going to be more of a fending the tentacles off, getting them off of your ship and things like that. I think the cannons are obviously going to be your main damage dealers to the Kraken itself, because let's be real, it is the sheer size of this thing. It's going to need a cannon to take this thing out. Well, multiple cannons, obviously. But that's going to be it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, please hit that like button. It will help me out so much. Also, subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next video.